Hello, my name is Dennis Clarke, and I'm a student at Gateway Technical College. And I'm going to take a few minutes here to talk to you about the Sojourner Family Peace Center in Milwaukee, which is an organization that helps domestic violence survivors and helps to educate the public. What we're going to cover over the next couple of minutes, I'm going to talk about first the impacts of domestic violence as a whole, and also then go into detail on some specifics around how the Sojourner Family Peace Center helps domestic violence victims and their families. So, taking a quick look at the impacts of domestic violence, obviously there's a direct impact on the victim herself. In fact, in the United States, there are 20 people per minute who are abused by an intimate partner. So there's obviously direct impact on the victim. There's also an economic impact. In the United States, victims miss 8 million workdays per year. And there's a tragic impact on children as well. 1 out of 15 children are exposed to domestic violence per year in the United States. And of those, 90% are directly eyewitnessing the abuse. So now that we've taken a look at the impacts of domestic violence, let's take a look at how the Sojourner Family Peace Center helps address domestic violence. And they really do it in two main ways. They provide direct assistance to victims and their families through emergency shelter and counseling and other services. And they also work to prevent further domestic violence through community outreach and education. Taking a look at how they help the victim and their families immediately, they provide crisis level help in the form of domestic violence telephone hotline, which operates 24 hours for the entire city of Milwaukee. They run a 54-bed emergency shelter called the Sojourner Truth House in Milwaukee. And also at the Milwaukee County Courthouse, they have a restraining order clinic that helps victims to get restraining orders against the abuser. Ongoing assistance for victims and their families includes support groups, case management, helping with things like housing, childcare, and legal referrals, and life skills programs that encourage self-sufficiency and economic empowerment. Beyond just helping directly the victim and the victim's families, they also do a lot of education and community outreach at the Sojourner Family Peace Center. They have a lot of speakers who address schools and employers and churches. And they also run a program called Beyond Abuse, which is geared toward actual batterers who have been convicted of battery against women and help those offenders to learn to eliminate violent and abusive behaviors. So in conclusion, as we talked about before, there are definitely impacts of domestic violence. It's definitely a cause and a focus that deserves our attention. And the Sojourner Family Peace Center in Milwaukee definitely helps to address domestic violence and helps to take care of some of those concerns, again, through the direct help that they offer their victims and their families, and also the education and community outreach that they perform. Thank you for your time.